Today we are comparing 4 different ways of getting the Queens of the Stone Age guitar tone. We have the funny little boxes skeleton key, which is $99. We have the Catalinbread SFT, which is $160 new. We have my Kemper pack of the Ampeg VT-40, which is $30, but of course you will need a Kemper to use that one. And at last we have the real deal, the Ampeg VT-40. We are doing 2 control riffs, one in C standard and one in E standard. Let's go through all the sounds that we can get with these pedals and setups, and at the end I will play them back to back, so you can make up your mind, and I will let you know my opinions at the end as well. Let's do this. First we have the skeleton key. I'm running that through a Fender Deluxe reverb and it sounds like this. So we are using that last riff as a control riff in C standard. Let's do E standard. The pedal sounds great. It is based on the sound of Queens of the Stone Age. It's not based on a certain amp or anything like that. It's based on their sound basically. And I think it does that pretty well. So that's the control riff in E standard. It is indeed a very good pedal and you'll get that tone. And it's pretty cheap. I think they are sold out at the moment, so it might be a bit difficult to get one, but give it a try. And then we have the Catalinbread SFT. From my experience, you might need a overdrive pedal or EQ pedal to shape that a bit, just like we will see with the real thing. So here is that. I'm going into the same clean amp as with the skeleton key. And then I'm adding the overrated special from Way Huge, which is a really good overdrive pedal. And it has a frequency knob that lets you dial in the tone even more. It's a bit less polite than the skeleton key and it has more low end, and that is with the bass all the way down. It's a bit more raunchy and it's a bit closer to how I think we will hear that the real Ampeg VT-40 is. But yeah, both are good. Let's do E standard with the SFT. Nice! And then we have moved over to my Kemper. I'm using my Ampeg VT-40 SD1, which means that I captured the amp with a Boss SD1 in front of it. And it sounds pretty good. Scoobity bop 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 beep beep, E standard. Did you know that as a result of tuning down to C standard, you often lose a lot of output? So you get more gain actually with E standard. Also depends on the pickups, of course, but. Right, it's about to get loud. That's what It Might Get Loud was called in Canada. It's about to get loud. By the way, we are pushing that with the overrated special. Okay, let's hear that back to back. I want to hear your opinions down below as well, and then you will hear my opinions after that. Hi, I'm sponsoring my own video with my new riff making course. It's a, I dare to say, fantastic video course on how to make better guitar riffs. And by buying it, you will gain access to the course, of course, and you will also gain access to a private Discord server where you can show your riffs to me and to other people, get some feedback, you can talk about gear, etc. And the video course is on sale right now. Just follow the link down below, and that is the best way to support this channel. Thank you, and back to the video. I listened to it. I don't think I have a definite favorite here. They are all good. They sound a bit different, and also the gain is a bit different between them, and the EQ settings. It's not a completely scientific test at all. But they all did good. Between the two first pedals, the skeleton key and the Catalinbread, I feel that the Catalinbread is a bit more open sounding and it's a bit more raunchy, like the real deal. But you need to shape it more with a overdrive pedal, and you can get it to sound really close to my Ampeg. The skeleton key is a bit more like it's finished out of the box. You get the finished sound and it's a bit more compressed, but it's really freaking good. And then we have my Kemper profile, which is very similar to my amp, because it's a capture of that amp, and you also have a lot of different profiles when you buy my Ampeg VT-40 pack. I just picked one for this video. So I like that, and I also like the amp. The problem with that is that it's really hard to mic up, and it's hard to dial in similar tones to the other ones because they are a bit more easy to control in a setting like this. But I think they all did good. So I don't have a favorite. I think you can get really good tones with all of these things. So let me know what you think down below, and please check out my riff course. Also a link down below to that. That really helps if you want to support the channel. Thank you and goodbye.